Watching a scary movie gives us all a buzz, and if things get too terrible, we can always convince ourselves it's all in our imaginations. This isn't the case with these 10 films, based on the crimes of genuine serial killers. At the very least, we may rest easy knowing that these murderers are now safely imprisoned, or gone. So let's take a look at the top 10 movie serial killers based on real life people. Before we get started, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. At number 10, Zodiac. The film's central murderer had never been caught. 37 people were killed according to the Zodiac. Police think that he only killed 5 people. Regardless, the Zodiac terrorized Northern California residents for about a year. He assaulted and killed mostly couples in the region. Robert Graysmith's years-long search for the killer is chronicled in Zodiac. Despite the fact that Graysmith in the film seemed to have settled on one person, the case is less clear than it seems in the film. At number 9, Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer. Lucas's mother, a woman who allegedly forced Lucas to observe her unsavory job, was most likely his first victim. Although there's a substantial evidence tying him to another 2 to 10 deaths, he began admitting to hundreds more unsolved crimes when all in prison. The vast majority of those admissions turned out to be baseless. His victims are completely random throughout the film, including a nice Samaritan who stops to assist him with his car. He confessed to 600 unsolved killings, although many of them were most likely lies. In jail, he died of a heart attack. Texas Governor George W. Bush commuted his execution to sentence to life in prison. At number 8, Monster. Wuornos, a rare female serial killer, hunted after men she said had beat her or attempted to do something to her. Wuornos began selling her body for smokes and food as a youngster when her mother abandoned her. During her spree, she worked in Florida. Charlize Theron's transformation into the toughest nails from Wuornos necessitated a lot of cosmetics. Executed by lethal injection in 2002, she's no longer alive. At number 7, Carla. This film is a reconstruction of the behind-the-bars therapeutic session with Karla Homolka, in which a psychologist decides whether she should be eligible for parole. It's thought-provoking, but it's also been criticized for undercutting Karla's involvement in her crimes. She, in real life, assisted her husband in doing horrible things to 3 young women, including her own sister. Videotapes of the horrible acts revealed that she was a more active person than she claimed. She remarried and currently resides in Quebec. At number 6, The Night Stalker. This film follows the interviews of a fake lawyer with real-life Richard Ramirez, an avowed Satanist who never showed regret for his heinous acts against innocent families. The 24-year-old got a sick kick out of doing horrible things to the residents of the homes he looted, where he would periodically inscribe pentagrams at the crime scene. Despite the fact that his murderous spree only lasted a year, he managed to take 14 lives. While awaiting execution, he died of lymphoma. At number 5, My Friend Dahmer. As a serial killer film, My Friend Dahmer is remarkable in that it takes place entirely before he begins killing. The film, which is based on a graphic book by one of Dahmer's high school pals, depicts a serial killer's psyche throughout recounting his home life and spiral into mental illness. In prison, he was beaten to death by a prisoner. And number 4, Speck. All 8 of Richard Speck's verified killings occurred on the same night. In 1966, he did horrible things to 8 nursing students who shared a townhouse. One young woman survived by hiding under a bed. She subsequently recognized him because of his distinct tattoo, which led to his arrest and conviction. Although his night of crime more appropriately qualifies him as a spree murderer, his suspected prior killings placed him on the list as well. At the age of 50, he died of a heart attack while serving his 400 to 1200 year jail term. At number 3, The Town That Dreaded Sundown. A number of suspects appeared as the so-called Phantom Killer tormented a small Texas community, but no one was ever convicted for the killings. The locals were terrified for decades after the killing ceased, but they cannot sleep at night since the murders occurred in the 1940s, making it improbable that the murderer is still on the loose. The Town That Dreaded Sundown is based on the Phantom Killer only loosely, yet it's a really scary movie. It's assumed he's dead. And number 2, The Hunt for the BTK Killer. This film is particularly disturbing because it exposes how ordinary killers might appear. Dennis Rader, a father and local Cub Scout leader, began beating and killing men, women, and children in the 70s and wasn't captured till 2005. The film is told primarily through the eyes of the detectives who worked on his case over the course of 3 decades. And at number 1, Gacy. As if clowns weren't already terrifying. John Wayne Gacy, a well-liked member of the neighborhood, was a daytime entertainer at children's parties and a nighttime murderer of young men. When he was apprehended, 26 of his 33 victims were buried in his house's crawl area. Many of them have yet to be recognized. His execution was carried out by lethal injection. Well guys, that's it for this one. What'd you think about it? Let us know in the comments below. If you're new to our channel, be sure to subscribe and ring that bell to get notified about our latest videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.